Welcome, dear students and faculty. I, Dr. Sanjuliana Faria, Associate Professor, Department of Commerce from MES College of Arts and Commerce, will be presenting on Unit 2, titled as Introduction to Waste and Scrap. First, I'll be discussing about the learning outcomes, followed by introduction, meaning, causes, types, accounting treatment for normal and abnormal waste, meaning, types, and accounting treatment for scrap, difficulty in application of treatment and control of scrap. The learning outcomes. After studying this unit, the student will be able to differentiate between waste and scrap, explain the causes, types, accounting treatment of waste and scrap, explain the accounting treatment and control of wastage and scrap. To introduce the topic, efforts to be made to reduce the difference between quantities of output and input in a manufacturing process to reduce the cost of production. The difference between input and output, which is identified and quantified, is called loss. Quantity and amount of material lost during handling, storage, or manufacturing process are called material losses. Forms of material losses are waste, scrap, defectives, and spoilage. What do you mean by waste and what are the causes of waste? Waste are discarded substances having no use or realizable value. Quantity loss of material in the process of producing goods connected with raw material or inputs. The loss of materials in processing is called waste. Waste may occur in terms of a byproduct not producing any realizable value. Waste recorded by comparing the input and output quantity is called as quantity loss. To cite an example, 50 kilograms of orange could produce 35 kilogram juice and 50 kg is waste. Let us now discuss the types of waste. We have four types of waste: normal waste, abnormal waste, visible waste, and non-visible waste. Under normal waste, it is estimated before production and inherent in the nature of raw material. Abnormal waste is caused accidentally or carelessly. To cite an example, low substandard quality material, bad process work. Coming to visible waste, types of visible waste are caused by smoke, gas, slag, etc. Non-visible waste, type of waste caused due to drying, evaporation, etc. Next, we have the accounting treatment of normal waste. Normal loss is unavoidable, uncontrollable, recorded in terms of quantity, and may be reduced but cannot be eliminated. Loss can be estimated in advance on past experience. Normal loss is a part of product cost which inflates unit price of material. Normal waste is deducted out of the input quantity to get the output quantity. Let us take an illustration to explain cost per unit, taking the instance of normal wastage. Here we have the total input consisting of material, labor and overheads, rupees 25,000. Output in units is 3,000. Normal wastage is at the rate of 6%. So when we calculate on 3,000 output units 6%, we get 180. And the cost of normal output is 2,280. How do we get this? 3,000 in the output under units, 3,000 units minus 180 is 2,820. To get the cost per unit, it is equal to rupees 25,000 divided by 2820 and we get rupees 8.86 cost per unit. Accounting for abnormal waste. What do you mean by abnormal waste? Abnormal waste is excess of material losses over normal losses and undesirable waste exceeding normal loss. Causes of abnormal losses are pilferage, careless handling of materials, defective workmanship, obsolescence, etc. The formula of calculating abnormal waste is equal to Cost of normal output divided by normal output in units multiplied by units of abnormal waste. Let us take an example to calculate abnormal wastage whereby we calculate cost of actual output. We have the amount in rupees and output in units. The total inputs including material, labor and overheads in rupees is rupees 25,000 and output in units is 3,000. The normal wastage is calculated at the rate of 6% on 3,000 units coming to 180. The cost of normal output is 25,000 and 2,820 we get by taking 3,000 units deducting 180, that is works out to 2820. Less the abnormal wastage is 177.30 and the output in units 20 is given in the problem. The cost of actual output would be 24,822.70 and the output in units what we get is 2,800. Control over wastages. Abnormal waste is caused by abnormal or unexpected conditions. Percentage of standard loss is determined in advance. Actual quantity of waste is compared with standard waste. Steps have to be taken by the management to prevent reoccurrence of abnormal waste. The responsibility for abnormal wastage is to be fixed on the purchasing, storage, production and inspection staff. Abnormal waste is transferred to costing, profit and loss account. Excessive wastages are reported to management through waste report so that their reoccurrence can be avoided in future. Let us now come to the meaning of scrap. Here we begin with introduction to scrap. What is scrap? Scrap is remnant of material after producing the product. Leftover discarded residue after a product is manufactured having some values is called as byproduct. To cite examples, saw, gold dust, outer shield of coconut, bark of tree and pieces of timber are all examples of scrap. Scrap is visible and has value, but if we compare it with waste, waste may not be visible, may not have value. The causes of scrap are faulty product designing, substandard products, abnormal machine operations. Let us now discuss about types of scrap. We have three types of scrap: legitimate scrap, administrative scrap, defective scrap. Under legitimate scrap, it arises due to turning, boring, punching, etc. It is predetermined. Administrative scrap arises due to change in method of production. Third, the defective scrap. It arises due to use of inferior quality of material, bad workmanship, defective machines. Let us discuss about accounting for scrap when sold. Under this we have treatment by neglect, where the scrap value is negligible and it is credited to profit and loss account. When scrap is sold, it is also credited to job or work in progress. Here, the scrap value is significant and it is credited to job account. Next, it is also credited to manufacturing overheads. Scrap cannot be identified and it is credited to manufacturing overhead account. The difficulty in application of scrap. Scrap is not shown as an element of cost in the cost sheet. Scrap not sold and in stock is valued at nil for balance sheet purpose, resulting in improper valuation of closing stock. Inaccurate accounting of scrap due to time lag between sales and production. Scrap may arise in one period and accounted for other period. Let us discuss about reprocessed and control of scrap. Scrap which is reprocessed is converted into raw materials which is used for subsequent production. The scrap which is reprocessed is used for reprocessing for a recent acquisition price. Scrap further processed to make it worthy for reprocessing. How do we control scrap? Use of good quality material and equipment. Right personnel with proper training and experience. Ascertain acceptable limit of scrap output. And the references are the book referred of Manoj S. Kamath and Satish R. and Ellen Chopde of the year 2018 on Fundamentals of Cost Accounting, Shape Publishers Private Limited, Mumbai. Thank you.